Molti pensano che sia facile costruire una barca e lo dimostrano le centinaia di cantieri che abbiamo in Italia.
Many think that building a boat is easy, and this is demonstrated by the hundreds of shipyards that we have in Italy, some of which are a little improvised. Actually, building a good boat is really difficult. There is the need of design, construction and navigation experience, familiarity with materials and methods, and then specialised workers able to install engines, equipment and accessories on board for the highest reliability. It is thanks to these characteristics that Ranieri International is one of the Italian shipyards that has grown the most in the past years. So much so that it has become famous overseas. Now it presents this new model, Next 255LX. For all those reasons I just mentioned, in my opinion, it is really worth putting it under review.
E per tutte queste ragioni che ho appena detto, secondo me vale proprio la pena di metterla sotto esame. Sì, ma per quale motivo dovremmo sceglierla?
But what are the reasons to choose it? The first one, I already told you, is the shipyard. The second is the size. In 7.8 meters, it offers everything you might need. What about performance? We're going to see them in a bit. Let's start by checking it out, area by area. The bow is wide to have a generous sun deck, but starting from the saddle tank, which is the connection between the hull and the deck, it begins to tighten, as when we arrive to the waterline, we need to narrow the hull. To retain the sun pads, there are some belts, very easy to hook and unhook. At the bow, there is not just a sun deck, there is also a sofa, where two people can sit here underway if weather conditions and speed allow for it. The view is not compromised. On the sides, there are handles to hold onto. Behind the dark plexiglass, there are the portholes to ventilate the toilet and the cabin. It is an area that can be configured as a dinette or as a double berth. There is also a storage unit and additional storage space under the cockpit. I want you to notice the handrail that runs from the bow apex along the whole side to the stern. It only stops here, where there is the roll bar, or where you could add a T-top.
O dove potreste trovare un T-top. Hanno disegnato una plancia verticale e qualcuno potrebbe...
They designed a vertical dashboard. Someone might think that this limits the view, but actually it's not like that. I can clearly see the bow. Plus, this way you can better see the display and you can touch it better from the helm station.
Meglio. Stanno qui comodamente in posizione di guida.
The helm seating has indispensable features: lateral holders, not to slip, high backrest, 3 seats and 3 backrests, so anyone can choose his favourite position.
Non sopporto le coperture della
I can't stand the fiberglass kitchen coverage, which are very heavy. These plexiglass lightweight ones are really convenient. And check this out. Here there is a recess, so that in case of induction hob, the pot doesn't go out.
La pentola non esce.
The kitchen module is completed with a fridge and a sink. Even on this model, we have the foldable seats on the side, which are very comfortable to manage space and comfort according to the number of people on board. In the centre of the cockpit, you can add a table, which can be specifically stored in the stern locker. At the stern, there are 2 passageways towards the beach area and a sofa with a tilting backrest to seat in 2 different directions.
Se non vi piace né il roll bar né il T-top, potete...
If you don't like either the roll bar or the T-top, you can opt for a different solution. Very light awnings that both at the stern and the bow can be mounted by pulling them between carbon poles, which you insert only when you need them in the broadside, right here. Today, we're going to test the Next 255LX by Ranieri International with a single 250 horsepower outboard engine.
Raccomando sempre di
I always suggest taking a look at how the boat has been built, or at least ask what materials have been used, also which methods. For example, this boat was moulded with a vinyl ester resin, which ensures a longer lifespan, even with respect to osmotic phenomena.
Anche rispetto ai fenomeni osmotici. La coperta è una scocca unica, molto più robusta in questa maniera, più solida, senza...
The deck is a single shell, which makes it more robust, solid, eliminating vibrations and creaking during navigation. Then it is placed, or rather assembled, to the hull through a joint that is semi-elastic. Ranieri International called this process absorbed shock system, which is a system that allows the mitigation of the strongest impact that might occur navigating in rough seas.
I colpi più duri che si possono verificare in particolari condizioni navigando sul mare mosso.
This way, all the people on board can benefit from an increased comfort.
Non è tutto, per compiacere coloro che amano il design hanno realizzato un dritto di prua verticale che non piace assolutamente.
That is not all. To please those who love design, they developed a vertical stem. And this is something that those who love speed and those who steer the boats to the limits do not appreciate much. Be careful though, the vertical section, the one that is most aesthetically appealing, is very far from the waterline, which means it never meets the water surface and waves. Below the waterline, when the hull is constantly touching the water, it has a stretched stem. It's very smooth, as liked by those who know how hulls should be designed.
Come piace a chi sa come devono essere disegnate le carene.
We are leaving the Gulf of La Spezia behind us.
Golfo di La Spezia. Navighiamo verso il sole in una giornata di mare calmo, in assenza di...
We sail towards the sun in a day of calm sea, in the absence of waves and wind. I'm at 20 knots. Consumption is 28 litres per hour. It takes less than 1.5 litres per mile.
Di 1,5 litri per ogni miglio. Deflette bene gli spruzzi.
It deflects the spray well. It sails nicely here in the cockpit with this large windshield. Little wind also comes in.
Entra anche poco vento.
The wheelhouse is not very direct, and this is an advantage for those who may not have much sailing experience. A small correction does not result in a large hull lurch.
Una grande sbandata dello scafo.
In the meantime, I got up to 25 knots.
25 nodi.
Now I'm going for maximum speed with a little trim.
Con un po' di trim. A 30 nodi, grazie alle caratteristiche...
At 30 knots, thanks to this engine control unit features, and if you know how to adjust the trim well, still be able to cruise on 1.5 litres of fuel per mile.
Litro e mezzo di carburante per ogni miglio.
Fantastic.
Questo significa che il redan che hanno realizzato...
This means that the redan they made here, under my feet, about halfway down the hull, is working. It therefore allows the hull to glide over the water while consuming little fuel, with little hydrodynamic drag. I wonder if it also makes us go fast.
Chissà se ci fa andare anche veloci. Proviamo?
When you give it gas, this engine doesn't think about the fuel consumption so much anymore.
Non pensa più tanto ai consumi.
No wonder it takes fuel to generate power.
Potenza, ci vuole carburante.
Maximum speed at light load, as they are today, 40 knots.
40 nodi. Ora dovete pensare che su questa imbarcazione di 7 metri e 80 centimetri potete avere...
You have to think that on this 7 metre and 80 centimetre boat, you can also have air conditioning in the cabin, even hot water for the showers. The stove and kitchen can be completed with an induction plate. You can also choose many different colours and other accessories. In short, you can turn this next 255LX into a small yacht to enjoy not only for a day trip, but also for a summer cruise.
Per godervelo non soltanto per un'uscita giornaliera, ma anche per una crociera estiva.